Dr. Maira Hamid is a permanent faculty member at National Defense University, a young PhD and a gold medalist from NUST. I would invite Dr. Maira Hamid to share her experience and reflect on the topic that is given to her, which is the motivation. Yeah, please come on this. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. Maira Hamid. You are going to talk about on the same topic, right?
Assalamualaikum everyone. Glad to see that there is a lot of audience after lunch. Usually, I understand that after 4 hectic sessions, once lunch is served, you are either drowsy or too bored to attend another session. But anyway, the topic that I was given is motivation and communication strategies for peace building. I myself am a peace and conflict studies expert, and I wanted to talk about, rather than having it a one-way communication, I want to make it a dialogue. I don't know if we have question and answer sessions for this. We do, all right, but I would like to make it interactive, if that's okay. Okay. Once we talk about conflict and once we talk about peace, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Conflicts कब start हुए थे in the world? If I may ask you, या जब से दुनिया बनी है, if anybody wants to volunteer, when did the first conflict happen? Okay, if I say कि उससे भी पहले था, अगर मैं कहूँ उससे भी पहले था, yes, that was the first conflict between Allah Almighty and Iblis. That was conflict of ideas. So the conflict has been there before the world was even made. That shows कि इसका दुनिया से शायद ताल्लुक नहीं है, but it is something inherent. It is something that God has made. So it's something that God has made, it is inevitable. बात ये आती है कि if that conflict can be managed, can be resolved, और क्या उसका कोई हल निकल सकता है या नहीं. So अगर conflict, for example, resolve करना है, so what do you want? You would think of peace. How do you, and okay, fine, I asked about conflict. What is peace then? What I wanted to talk about is peace building. What is peace building? Having peace, अगर बहुत सादा अल्फाज में बात की जाए तो, having peace, how do you achieve peace? A lot of strategies, different तरह की, but do you know that, can we change the slides please? The third one. Yeah, the third side, please. The next one, please. Yeah, okay. So once we talk about peace, I'm trying not to make it completely academic, but there are types of peace. So once we talk about peace, we say you make something, you keep it, and then you will live on it. So there are 3 types of peace: peacemaking, peacekeeping, and then peace building. You cannot keep something unless you make it first. So हम लोग अभी जैसे what is happening in Gaza right now, the world is calling for ceasefire. The ceasefire is what? Is it a resolution or a management? It's management. That means you're trying to make peace, halt the conflict for a while so that you can go to the resolution part. So once you make something, you try to keep it. UN peacekeeping forces, उनका क्या role है? The peacekeeping forces, they ensure कि जो ceasefire या जिस तरह की वो चीज़ें वो maintain रहे. जब आप maintain कर लेते हैं, once you have successfully kept that peace, that is once you build on it. अब आपने एक घर बनाया, आपने उसके आप एक बुनियाद डालेंगे, so you're making the house. So you're keeping it by आप उसकी maintenance and all of these things. उसकी decoration, furniture, ये सब चीज़ें building में आती हैं. So you cannot achieve sustainable peace, which we call peace building, unless you successfully make the peace and then keep that particular peace. Next slide, please. Okay, so peace building की जब हम बात करते हैं तो how is it linked with motivation? आप लोग youth बैठी हुई है. I mean, no offense to the ones who youth में नहीं आ रहे, but I'll try. My speech is directed. Okay, ठीक है, thank you. So my questions are mostly going to be directed to the youth who are sitting here. Why is it so important to talk about youth and motivation and peace building? आप लोग मोटिवेटेड नहीं भी होंगे, पढ़ाइयाँ तो कर रहे हैं ना, एडमिशन भी लिया हुआ है, डिग्री भी मिल जाएगी, नौकरी भी कर लेंगे, पैसे भी कमा लेंगे, पर इसका मोटिवेशन से क्या ताल्लुक है? Why do you need to be motivated? What's the point? ज़िंदगी तो चल रही है, डिग्री भी चल रही है, कमा भी लेंगे, कोई नौकरी भी मिल जाएगी, कोई बाहर भी चला जाएगा. Why do you need to be motivated? अगर आप मोटिवेटेड नहीं है तो क्या होगा? How is it going to affect the state? Because motivation is something that is here. And once we talk about human development, we talk about your psychological inclination, how you feel about life. Unless you are not motivated, you won't be able to contribute to the society, to the state according to your true potential. What kind of life will you be living? आप एक सादा सी ज़िंदगी गुजारेंगे, मोटिवेटेड है या नहीं है, पैसा कमाया, सो गए, बस एक दिन चले गए इस दुनिया से. So why do you need motivation? क्या करती है आपके लिए? Okay, और anybody from the guys? Or did you have a lot to eat? Okay, ups and downs. What about ups and downs? A little louder, please. Yeah, you're right. Okay, fine. So motivation, जब हम बात करते हैं motivation, for example, there is somebody who's working really hard. Can you judge from their hard work that the person is motivated as well? मजदूर भी तो नौकरी कर रहा है ना सुबह से शाम तक. Is he motivated? 9 to 5 वाली जॉब आप भी शायद कर रहे हैं. Are you motivated? सो हार्ड वर्क का मोटिवेशन से दैट मीन्स ताल्लुक नहीं है. मोटिवेशन का ताल्लुक आपके अपने दिमाग से है. सो यहाँ पे जब हम बात करते हैं, वी टॉक अबाउट टाइप्स ऑफ मोटिवेशन. वेयर डज मोटिवेशन कम फ्रॉम? सो देयर इज दिस इंट्रिंसिक मोटिवेशन. इंट्रिंसिक इज समथिंग दैट कम्स फ्रॉम विद इन. What do you like to do? Why are you motivated? Are you getting a degree just for the sake of it? If you're getting it for the sake of it, it's not intrinsic motivation because it's not coming from within. If you're motivated because you actually love what you do, that is motivation. So अगर आपको पसंद नहीं है अपनी डिग्री, आपको अपनी नौकरी पसंद नहीं है, you don't like getting up in the morning and you dread going to office. जैसे अक्सर आप लोगों को सुना होगा, मंडेज़ की बात होती है, मीम्स बनी हुई है कि ओके हॉरेबल मंडेज़ में बहुत मतलब व्हाई डू यू फील सो सैड संडे की रात को? क्योंकि आप कहते हैं मुझे ऑफिस जाना है. मे बी बिकॉज यू डोंट लाइक डूइंग व्हाट यू डू. सो वंस यू डोंट लाइक डूइंग व्हाट यू डू, दैट इंट्रिंसिक मोटिवेशन इज नॉट देयर. सो दैट वंस दैट इंट्रिंसिक मोटिवेशन इज नॉट देयर, तो जो साइकोलॉजिकल एलिमेंट आपकी अपनी हैप्पीनेस का, दैट इज अ ड्राइवर टू योर ऑब्जेक्टिव. इंट्रिंसिक मोटिवेशन होगी, यू विल बी मोटिवेटेड टू एक्चुअली डू व्हाट यू आर डूइंग अकॉर्डिंग टू योर फुल पोटेंशियल. करने को तो सब कर लेते हैं. Everybody is doing what they're doing right now. But if that intrinsic motivation is missing, you won't be doing what you do as per your potential. So intrinsic motivation, if you please look at the slides, ये internal factors होते हैं आपके. In internal factors की base पे, it is really important कि you enjoy what you're doing. अब उसके पीछे बहुत सारी चीज़ें हो सकती हैं. Maybe you enjoy it, maybe you think कि उसका जो consequence है, fruit जो आपको मिलेगा, it's going to be worth it. So that is your intrinsic motivation. Then the next type is extrinsic motivation, जिसे हम कहते हैं pressure. And I know since you all are sitting here, आप लोगों को एक pressure होगा. I mean, I am a big advocate of women empowerment, but I'll focus on the boys right now. That you have this intrinsic motivation to earn well in your family, because in our society you're the breadwinner. So you're the breadwinner, तो आपको नौकरी अच्छी चाहिए. So that is what? That is extrinsic motivation. कि आप कहते हैं लोग मुझसे पूछेंगे कितना कमाता है लड़का? Maybe that question is not asked from a woman. So extrinsic motivation आपकी क्या है? That it's peer pressure, it's family pressure. कि क्या नौकरी है इसकी. अक्सर what because I teach, so the question that I have been asked a lot of times from my students is कि मैम इस डिग्री की क्या वैल्यू है, इस डिग्री की आगे क्या वैल्यू है, उसकी हम लोगों को क्या जॉब मार्केट है. So the one thing that I tell my students is कि वैल्यू आप अपनी खुद बनाते हैं. If you're good at something, आपको जॉब मार्केट इन चीज़ों से कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ेगा, आपने अपना नाम खुद बनाना है. Anyway, this is one type of extrinsic motivation that I wanted to tell you about. Family की, society की, ये सारी चीज़ें. Okay, so motivation पे जब बात आती है तो then we talk about communication. So communication थोड़ा सा बड़ा हटके टॉपिक लगता है. हम कहते हैं हम communicate करें. What right now I'm doing, is it communication? Is it communication that I'm doing right now? Yes, because communication can be one way as well. आप शायद मेरे से one on one हो के I have an audience right now. I don't know what's going on in your mind because it's communication, it's not a dialogue. Dialogue is once we're sitting one on one. I say something, you counter me, you agree with me, or otherwise. So communication का क्या ताल्लुक है आपकी motivation से? और क्या communication सिर्फ बोलने से होती है? Once we say ना कि people are communicating, do you think people communicate by talking only? Then, can you just communicate with people by, verbally and by talking? Communication is any way जिस तरह से आप अपना मैसेज पहुंचा रहे हैं दूसरे तक. It can be verbal, it can be anything. Maybe at a policy level पे बैठ के मैं पॉलिसी ऐसी डिवाइस करती हूँ where you get to know that these are, जैसे for example there was a lot of uproar in social media about rights of a woman in a nikah. That was a communication strategy because as a policy maker I may not be communicating directly with you, but I'm communicating with you by letting you know कि आपके ये rights हैं, ये आपके rights हैं, and I'm making you aware of something. So communication strategy, I'm not going to talk about कि आप बोलने में बहुत अच्छे होने चाहिए, articulate हों. You can communicate with your peers, with your society, with people via anything. You don't have to talk. So once you write a research paper, for example, once you write something and get it published, that is communication. बहुत सारी इसमें strategies आ जाती हैं. Okay, so the power of dialogue. The first, the question that I asked you was, what I'm doing right now, is it communication or it's dialogue? It is communication because half of you might even be sleeping with your eyes open. Half of you are actually listening and absorbing and understanding what I'm saying. So communicate, but still I am passing on my message. So that is communication, but communication with the one thing that is really important is dialogue. I should get a feedback of what did you think about what I was saying. So आपने अक्सर देखा होगा once you go to conferences, seminars and things like that, you are given a form, a feedback form. उस feedback form का क्या फ़ायदा होता है? उस feedback का जो आपको फ़ायदा, हमें जिसको फ़ायदा होता है वो कि we get a feedback from the audience that what did you think about that particular thing and that particular talk. उसके, since we're running short of time, I can speak on it for hours, but one thing that is inclusive leadership. What is inclusive leadership? Why are you all sitting here? कुछ तो by force आए होंगे, but why are you all sitting here? Are you here to learn? You're okay. Very feeble voice of yes, but I appreciate the ones who are actually here to learn. पर कुछ को कहा जाता है कि आपको डिपार्टमेंट ने या आपकी, because I think the students from AJK University are sitting here as well. So आप तो कुछ by force भी आए होंगे ना कि हमें हमारे डिपार्टमेंट ने भेजा है, just on a lighter side. So once आपको आपके डिपार्टमेंट ने भेजा है या आपको किसी ने भेजा है इस तरह से, so that means कि you are being included in a summit that is for the youth. अब आके आप learn करें या नहीं करें, that is completely your own choice. But what happens is that you are being included in something that is designed for you people. So Appreciate that particular part of leadership that has urged you to be part of this summit. इसी तरह से फॉर एग्जांपल एक्सचेंज प्रोग्राम्स होते हैं, स्कॉलरशिप्स होती हैं. सो द एक्सचेंज प्रोग्राम्स एंड द स्कॉलरशिप्स वो किसके लिए होती हैं? वाई डज द गवर्नमेंट स्पॉन्सर यू फॉर स्कॉलरशिप? वो आपको पैसे वो पे कर रहे हैं ना, उनको क्या फ़ायदा है? सो दे स्पॉन्सर यू सो दैट यू आर इंक्लूडेड इन द फ्यूचर ऑफ पाकिस्तान, इन द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द फ्यूचर ऑफ पाकिस्तान. सो दैट इज़ वॉट यू डू. सो इंक्लूसिव लीडरशिप में यू एकोमोडेट, you make a strategy जहाँ पे youth included है. Why do you have question and answer session after every panel? Because so that you are included in this. So people who have organized this summit, the design in a certain way, they could have just be कि ठीक है panel आके बोलेगा और बाकी चले जाएंगे. पर आपको क्यों बोलने दिया जाता है? ताकि आप अपना पार्ट प्ले कर सकें उस चीज़ के अंदर. ठीक? ओके. और कोलैबोरेटिव पार्टनरशिप जो अभी मैंने आपको मेंशन किया था, ये एक्सचेंज प्रोग्राम का, अब कोलैबोरेटिव पार्टनरशिप बिटवीन 2 स्टेट्स है. जब आप एक एक्सचेंज प्रोग्राम पे किसी को भेज रहे हैं, आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव हर्ड द प्रोग्राम्स नेम AJK. सो यू गो फॉर इंटर्नशिप्स, वहाँ से कुछ लोग आते हैं, दूसरी कंट्री के स्टूडेंट्स इधर आते हैं, आपके उस यूनिवर्सिटी में जाते हैं. सो कोलैबोरेटिव पार्टनरशिप इज़ रियली इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द यूथ टू बी एम्पावर्ड, फॉर यू टू हैव दैट एक्सपोजर. बिकॉज किताबों से एक्सपोजर नहीं आता, सिर्फ किताबों से. आई मीन टू से you need to interact with people, you need to travel a lot, you need to have that particular professional experience as well. Okay, peaceful advocacy, this is something that is really close to my heart because my PhD is in lobbying, जिसको हम लोग सादा ज़बान में advocacy कहते हैं. Speak for yourself. I'm here to motivate you, but I am going to motivate you in a way that I won't say कि मत बोलें. Let's be very respectful. Once I came here, I was told that youth ने बड़े सवाल किए, वो थोड़ी सी hot headed हो गए मुझसे कुछ भी. तो I was like, that is so good. So you are supposed to ask burning questions. You are supposed to say कि I am sitting here, I am investing my time, let me ask my question. सही? You should be able to ask a question. You should be accommodated when you are asking a question. Student union की एक बच्चे ने भी सवाल किया था पहले. Some journalist who was sitting here, I think you, the one in brown coat, yeah. Speak on it. Peaceful advocacy, जिसे हम कहते हैं. Be peaceful, talk about it, be vocal about it. You do put a hashtag on your Instagram, ceasefire for Gaza, and you speak up for yourself as well. You're speaking for the world, you're speaking for the conflicts. But when are you going to speak for yourself? अपने rights के लिए बोलें. अगर आपको लगता है कि student unions होने चाहिए, majority को, speak for it. Peaceful advocacy is extremely important. If you think कि you deserve a scholarship, आपके grades अच्छे आ रहे हैं, talk to the administration. बहुत जिसको अगर एक basic level पे जैसे तो you talk to your family if there is something जो आपका अपना right बनता है. I know she's telling me कि okay we are out of time, but I'll just wrap it up. So empowering the youth. So मोटिवेशन, अपनी इंट्रिंसिक और एक्सट्रिंसिक मोटिवेशन ढूंढें, उसके ऊपर बिल्ड करके अपनी कम्युनिकेशन स्ट्रैटेजीज, चाहे वो एम्पावरमेंट है, वट एवर दैट इज़, फाइंड इट एंड स्पीक अप फॉर योरसेल्फ. you're worth it. So positive affirmations are extremely important. हम क्या कहते हैं हमेशा, नहीं मुझसे नहीं हो सकेगा, I won't be able to do it. I know once I was young, when I used to look at PhDs, मैं कहती थी यार पता नहीं इन्होंने कैसे पढ़ाइयाँ की हैं. गोल्ड मेडल लेना, oh my God, गोल्ड मेडल लेने के लिए तो शायद आप दिन रात पढ़ते होंगे. So once I came to that point in my own life and realized कि yes I can do it, I started having positive, giving myself positive affirmations कि नहीं मैं क्यों नहीं कर सकती, वो कर सकती है तो मैं क्यों नहीं कर सकती. So please अपने आप से positive affirmations बोला करें कि you are actually worth it, you have the potential and you can do it. ओके, चैलेंजेस में वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ चैलेंजेस एंड आपके 4 इसके ऊपर पैनल्स में बात कर चुकी कि हमारे द थिंग इज़ वी टॉक अबाउट प्रॉब्लम्स अ लॉट, वी डोंट टॉक अबाउट सोल्यूशंस. तो आपके पिछले 4 पैनल्स में आप लोगों ने काफ़ी सुन लिया होगा कि पाकिस्तान में और यूथ के साथ प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है. सो आई एम गोइंग टू कवर दैट, आपके जो चैलेंजेस हमारी यूथ क्या फेस करती है. सो यूथ इन AJK, आई मीन इट्स आफ्टर 10 years आई एम कमिंग टू दिस एरिया. And I'm so happy to see all of you and interact with you because I am in the federal and I interact with students from Pindi and Islamabad only. So what you can do, dialogue. जिस पे हम बात कर चुके, community engagement program. I see that, I love that you all are really hot-headed, you have a lot of questions, you have a lot of energy. उस energy को, उस hot-headedness को अच्छी जगहों पे लगाएं, partner करें अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी में different departments के साथ. Peace education initiative. Peace education is something that anything that leads to peace. So for example, if I am giving you a motivation talk on peace building, that is a peace education initiative. Write, research, read a lot. Cultural exchange programs, talk about it, ask for it, look for it. There are a lot of आपको जो internet पे मिलेंगे वो भी देखें. Social media campaigns, I know you use Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of these platforms a lot. इनको एक पॉजिटिव तरीके से भी यूज़ करें सो दैट यू कैन पास ऑन योर मैसेज. आई नो कि हम लोग ट्रेंड के हिसाब से चलते हैं, ट्रेंड चल रहा है ना गाज़ा की चीज़ें शेयर करने का, यू विल बी प्रेशर्ड टू फील इट, बट शेयर थिंग्स दैट एक्चुअली मीन टू यू एज वेल. वही इंट्रिंसिक मोटिवेशन के हिसाब से, समथिंग दैट एक्चुअली मेक्स इज इम्पॉर्टेंट टू योर ओन सेल्फ एज वेल. एडवोकेसी फॉर द यूथ, इंक्लूजन, स्पोर्ट्स एंड आर्ट फॉर पीस. आप लोगों का अपना डिपार्टमेंट है यूथ स्पोर्ट्स एंड कल्चर का, सो यू कैन ऑलवेज approach the right people and they can facilitate you, they should facilitate you. और skills training, पढ़ाई के अलावा कुछ करें, learn something. There are so many courses that are free, USIP, Coursera, all of these things. Enroll yourself in free courses that are going to build your skills as well. NGOs, international organizations, internships करें. I don't know how many of you are in which semester right now, but what I tell my students is that by 4th semester you should have 4 internships. So I know it sounds really big, but partner करें, काम करें, internships करें, मेहनत में कोई यार नहीं है. So this is the conclusion. I don't know if I was able to motivate you a teeny bit, but this is my part that I played. So if you have any question, this is me. I am in NDU. You can search me on the website as well. And best of luck for your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Please stay here for your shoot. Sorry? For your souvenir, you stay.